How did dissidents survive in socialist societies? Imagine living under a system where expressing your true thoughts could land you in serious trouble. That's what life was like for dissidents in socialist societies, especially in Southeast Europe. So how did they manage to stay alive and keep fighting? Well, it wasn't easy, but they used clever strategies to survive and even resist. Many dissidents formed small underground groups that operated secretly. These groups met in private homes, basements, or rural areas to avoid government spies. They discussed ideas about democracy, human rights, and reform without attracting attention. These circles often included students, workers, or intellectuals who shared similar views. Another way they survived was through cultural and intellectual dissent. Dissidents produced underground newspapers, called samizdat, which were copied by hand and circulated secretly. They also organized covert art shows, plays, and literary events that challenged official propaganda. By using coded language and symbolism, they could criticize the regime without being immediately caught. Support networks played a big role too. Dissidents built connections with sympathetic workers, farmers, and religious groups. These networks helped protect members from arrest and provided resources like food, shelter, or legal advice. Sometimes, they formed independent trade unions or community committees to stand up for local rights. International support was also vital. After the Helsinki Accords in the mid-1970s, dissidents started framing their opposition around human rights. This language gained sympathy from Western countries and organizations. It gave them moral backing and sometimes even financial aid. They used this to keep their movements alive and to pressure the regimes from outside. Despite facing censorship, imprisonment, and even forced psychiatric treatment, dissidents learned to operate discreetly. They avoided large gatherings, used secret codes, and spread their messages carefully. Some dissidents tried to work within the system to push for reforms, while others stayed outside and kept resisting. Dissident groups were often diverse. Some wanted to reform socialism, others aimed for democracy, and some focused on national or religious identity. Yet, they found common ground in fighting for personal freedoms and respect for human dignity. In Southeast Europe, these survival tactics were shaped by local history, ethnic tensions, and economic struggles. Dissidents had to navigate complex social landscapes, balancing critique of socialism with their cultural and national identities. Their persistence helped weaken authoritarian control and paved the way for the transition to post-socialist societies. Understanding how they survived shows how resilience and clever strategies can challenge even the most oppressive systems. It also reminds us that, even in tough times, people find ways to stand up for what they believe in.